let me just kind of give you a little hint. How would you figure this out? Right. What would you do? Let's just draw a circuit, right? That's what I would think. Let's just draw a simple series circuit. We have an inductor 1, inductor 2, and an EMF source here.
The hardest part of using clickers is developing questions. But I think the hardest part of teaching is coming up with good questions. I mean, when you're writing an exam, that's where a lot of your time is just coming up with the questions. I always like to start off the lecture with just a simple kind of what I call trivia or factory call or thought question. Something that's going to take them, if they read ahead or they paid attention last class, should take them 10 seconds. Either you know it or you don't, just to get the ball rolling or get a conversation going. Review of, let's say, the last lecture we talked about A, B, and C, which topic was the last lecture. Or you can do a read-ahead question. You can say, everyone read chapter 3. You could put up, what was sort of one of the main themes of chapter 3, A, B, C, D, or E. You can do that, or even trivially, you could just say, what was the title of chapter 3? Just to see, and you'll find kids thumbing through the book, right? Because they didn't read it. Those are good to put at the beginning of the question, and then the other types of questions I like to ask are thought questions. These are questions where you want them to solve a problem, but without doing any type of calculation. So in the sciences and engineering, this is sort of like problem solving is very important, obviously. So these are sort of more concept or thought problems. They have to think about it a little bit, but they shouldn't have to do any math. They shouldn't have to get a pencil and paper out. They should be able to reason somehow logically through the problem. And those are good. You can do a couple different things with those. You can lecture for a little bit and then ask one of those concept questions that was on what you just lectured. And I do that a lot. Or what you can do is you can turn around and put that concept question at the front of your lecture and say, okay, here's what I'm going to lecture on, and let's see if you how you guys, pre-poll them, what their understanding is. And then lecture for a little bit, and then ask that same question again. Or maybe put a twist on it. Those are other ways to do those types of concept questions. I find that very effective. It gives you nice breaks in the material. I think, if you have an hour and 20-minute lecture, it's a very long time. And so, every maybe 15 minutes, you can put one of these concepts through. And then I always like to finish up lecture with some type of problem solving where it's similar to a homework problem. I'll take a homework problem, something similar to a homework problem, or even identically like a homework problem, and break it up into a series of steps. So, the homework problem, there might be one answer they're trying to get, but what I'll do is I'll break that problem up into maybe like 3 to 5 questions. The biggest emphasis is on getting them working through problems. A homework problem, partially, getting them through the steps. I mean, I find that to be what I like to do with it, and I think they like it too.